Hi, this is Dan Bullard from the front deck of my houseboat again, retired electronics engineer. Thinking about something that's really basic with harmonics. And that is, there's a huge difference between the harmonic signature of a wave that's clipped, for example, versus a harmonic signature of a wave at the zero crossing. And that's one of the ways that I came up with the Bullard harmonic solution. It's a really cool thing. So when you clip on the peak, positive peak or negative peak, or if you clip both of them, that's even better. And you get these really cool patterns. Now, the zero crossing is just a relic of Class B amplifiers. Back in the olden days, when I worked in electronics, we used Class B amplifiers, and it was a push-pull. So one transistor is pushing. You're used to Class AB, and they're almost indistinguishable from Class A over the whole length of the transfer function. But Class B amplifiers had a dead zone right smack in the middle, and if the transistors were well matched, P and N were well matched, then the transition was identical, right? So it would go off at 0.5 volts, and then the next one would come on at 0.5 volts, perfectly symmetrical. And when that happens, you get these really beautiful patterns. So when you see that pattern there, you know that it's different from what happens at the peak. Now, if you do an asymmetrical clipping, so let's say the transistors are not well matched, kaboom, you see this really wild picture where the even harmonics, the red ones, start off relatively high, kind of like they did at the peak. But on the odd harmonics, they start near zero and then ramp up out of the noise floor. And it looks different. It's very different from what happens at the peak. At the peak, everything, both of the odd and even harmonics start at the very peak, at the very maximum, and then come down. But when you do it at the zero crossing, the even harmonics look that way, but the odd harmonics come up out of the noise floor. Now, that is significant, and I did a lot of experiments. When I wrote the book, Harmonics, and the previous book, Distortion, I did a lot of experiments in that realm. And that's not an accident. That's for real. That's absolutely true. So anyway, just be aware that's really true, and that's how I came up, or one way I came up with the Bullard harmonic solution. I did the math, and the math proves out my theory. So take a look at it. And this is Dan Bullard from the river. See you later.